ingredients in it. One of the ingredients we can no longer get and certify organic, and it was just a detoxifier that we have in the fluoride shield. When we have to discontinue that, the Shilajit of an organic type, it didn't matter. That wasn't one of the boosters. That was just one of the cleaners. So we added 3 things for the one thing we took out. And I had an advanced batch before we manufactured it a few months ago. And quite frankly, I still like the Super Female the best. But this is better than the original Super Male. And each batch is different. I take it 3 times a day. Unbelievable. Because what it does, and Dr. Cooper will talk about this, is helps get your organs going, helps get the glands going, because we're bombarded with estrogen mimickers and these toxins. And so I used to be against doing stuff like this because I thought, well, I don't need more testosterone. That makes you crazy. Well, yeah, if it's a moderate amount, that's what you're naturally supposed to have. Guys that are all roided out, it's terrible. But the natural way to do it is avoid these products and then take the proper herbs to boost it. Now, Dr. Group, that's a 5-minute rant. We're going to skip this network break to give you time. The new Super Male Vitality, Super Female sold out, but Super Male works for women as well, is now available at InfoWarsLife.com. I want to thank you all for your purchases. It's what funds our operation. We sell high-quality water filtration that cuts out the fluoride. Yes, we sell what we use, what we believe in, what's high quality, in a win-win, karmic deal. We only want to help others. That helps us. It's called being God-fearing, and it funds the operation. God has blessed us. Thank you for your support. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. A limited supply. It'll be probably 4 weeks till we get more, but a limited first run is here of the new Super Male Vitality, new and improved. Dr. Group, before you do your presentation on forget getting Super Male, there's things you can do, as you were telling me earlier, right now to boost your testosterone and a bunch of other things and to keep the estrogen mimickers out of you without buying diddly jack squat from us. Okay, it's very simple, but InfoWarsLife.com, new Super Male is available, InfoWarsLife.com. Talk about Super Male, the new formulation, then get into your presentation.
Okay, so what we wanted to do with the new Super Male was make it more bioavailable. And then since we had the original Super Male Vitality out there for a long time, we were noticing that we could actually take a few of the herbs and change them around and strengthen some of them and then weaken a couple of the other ones. The whole goal was to create a stronger, more potent formula using advanced extraction methodologies. And just to explain that, people, what herbal extraction is.
Cold press, concentrated.
Most of the herbal supplements you're going to get out there are extracted using solvents, and that's alcohol, which is an endocrine disrupting chemical, and other types of chemicals, solvents. And they use high heat. But what we were trying to do, especially, and we did that with the original Super Male, but now we've taken it to the next level to where we're able to actually capture the potency of the essential oils in the plant, where the resins in the plant, all of the components that made the original Super Male Vitality so effective. So this formula has a kind of a new processing technique and is actually, I would say, the results are extremely better from the people that have tried it over the last, it's only been out for maybe 2 or 3 months in testing phase.
It doesn't taste as good because it's stronger. I can tell that.
You can definitely taste more of the plant components, but as far as...
I mean, it didn't taste good before, but now, it tastes like you're drinking something serious.
I mean...
I'm going to be honest with folks.
The libido aspect of it, the mental acuity aspect of it, just feeling the fat burning ability, all of the things that you got with the original Super Male Vitality, now you're getting even increased effects with the new Super Male Vitality and the fact that we have the fulvic acid in there, which acts to carry those plant constituents into the cells deeper and make them more bioavailable. So all in all, I would say it's probably 20 to 30% more potent than the original Super Male Vitality was.
It doesn't taste bad. It just, you taste it and it's like, wow, that's something serious.
Yeah, it is. And one of the things, you have so many males out there right now that are on testosterone, either the patches or the injections. But the main concern that we talk about on this show all the time is the estrogen levels, the high estrogen levels. And today, I actually...
Testosterone breaks down into estrogen, right?
Yes, and in the male, it's estradiol. And so one of the reasons why you're having side effects in the FDA coming down and saying testosterone causes strokes and heart attacks is not necessarily because of the testosterone that you're on, but it's because of the high estrogen levels. Again,
Well, I've talked to weightlifters and people who for years did take tests on things, and they said, listen, and these people I know personally, they said, man, this isn't a joke. I thought it was, you know, quack stuff because I've tried other supplements. This stuff is like hardcore. What in the world's in it? I know some of them have been around here and you've talked to them. I mean, but this is natural. And explain to people, this doesn't mimic testosterone. Explain to me how it works. You get your body's glands just to wake up, or...
Okay, so how it works is the herbs that we chose are designed to boost the body's own production of testosterone, balancing the levels of testosterone to estrogen or estradiol in the body, as well as boosting your natural growth hormone production. So it actually causes the body to say, well, do I need more to produce more testosterone today? It actually activates your reproductive system to produce more testosterone.
Tell folks the things you've added to the formula, because you've added more things and removed one thing.
Well, we actually didn't add anything. We just moved things around a little bit. And the reason we did...
Well, then I misunderstood you. I guess you increased some of the things.
Yeah, we increased some of the herbs and made them stronger. We did switch to some organic herbs, some better sources and suppliers, but it was really more of the extraction process and the process.
So the only thing that's different then is the Shilajit.
The only thing that's different is the strength of the individual herbs that we put in there, and we took the Shilajit out and added fulvic acid, which really Shilajit is mostly fulvic acid anyway. It's a fulvic acid and humic acid blend. So
and what does the fulvic acid do? That's an adjuvant, right? It turbocharges?
Fulvic acid is...
It makes everything in there stronger? Or?
It makes it more bioavailable. It makes it stronger. And fulvic acid in itself is a healing agent. It contains multiple minerals inside the fulvic acid. So if you combine, 50, 60 different minerals into that formula as well, it's almost like you have the soil and the actual herb inside the bottle at once. So you're going to get the humic and the fulvic content usually in good compost. So it's almost like we're taking the whole plant with the soil and processing it all together, and the end product is a herbal extraction that's done with a cold processing system that we're 10 or 15 years ahead of the time as far as extraction, because we're able to concentrate all of the components, especially the active components of the herb.
So it's not like dry herbs that have been in a warehouse for 5 years and are basically dead. It's fresh, raw, organic, concentrated, and that's why it's having such a big effect.
Well, one of the things that we try to do as much as we can is get the herbs as fresh as we can. And a lot of times it's good to dry them or even freeze dry them. And that preserves the components in those individual herbs. But yes, not using the high heat. And when we can get herbs as fresh as we can, we get them cut and sifted instead of powdered. Anytime you buy powdered herbs, since the herbs are already in a fine powder, then they oxidize and you lose some of those essential oils. I mean, essential oils are one of the most powerful forms of medicinal qualities that you have.
So really, to be fair, from a layman's perspective, when you read these ingredients, these are really concentrated mixtures or formulas of essential oils from the plants.
The old alchemists.
That's why they're so thick. I mean, this is oil.
Yeah, this is we're doing like an extraction and then another extraction. I mean, we're making this concentrated resin almost that's then mixed in. It goes back to the old alchemist ways of Paracelsus, where spagyric processing is separating and then recombining back to life. So the old way they used to do it is distill out the essential oils and then ferment the plant material and then use other different types of solvents. But now with the technology, we can actually take the plant material and combine and not lose the essential oils and the resins and all the active components of the plant. Any alcohol tincture that you find on the market out there is only probably 40% to 50% of the actual components, constituents.
Well, my issue isn't the tiny bit of alcohol you get in it. It's that obviously the alcohol is going to basically suck out the nutrients and as a solvent break down the different ring structures of the trace elements and things that are in there. It's going to kill, like a microwave, what was there. To put it in layman's terms, is that right?
Right. And alcohol in itself is an endocrine disrupting chemical. So besides the fact that most alcohol is made from corn and is genetically modified, and that's one of the reasons why, even with net neutrality, I mean, the government, the pharmaceutical companies, we look all around us and it's all a chemical attack. And the chemical attack is to reduce your immune system, create illness, and then try to come on the back end and manage that illness.
Well, that's what I was going to get to next, is that when you look at mainline Newsweek, mainline Harvard, mainline London Telegraph, yes, fluoride is making you fat, is giving you cancer, is making your thyroid screw up, you know, either get low or high thyroid, it says, is causing ADHD. That's everything you and Dr. Blaylock and everybody have been saying for decades. It's in the medical literature, just like vaccines hurting people are. How long can they keep covering it up, A? And then B, what do you make of the schizophrenia where National Geographic in one issue said that fluoride's really bad for you, but then in the next issue made fun of people? What's going on? Because used to they just said it's good for you, shut up. Now, what is mainstream doing, telling the truth?
Finally, I mean, the more people that get educated on the negative effects of fluoride, the better. I think it's coming to a point where people are demanding the truth. And
so many journalists have brain-damaged kids.
Right.
Nothing will wake you up like taking your 2-year-old for a shot and they start bleeding out the nose and never talk again. That'll kind of wake you up, won't it?
And that's the same thing that's happening, I think, really across the board. I mean, look what happened with BPA with the baby bottles. I mean, there was a big outcry. And I think once the public gets to a certain point, then, and like you said, once these studies come out, it's getting into the mainstream. It's getting into the journals. I mean, you can look at the mainstream medical journals across the board, and yes, they still do put out a lot of bad stuff. But at the same time, there's a demand that people want to know about phthalates and the effects on the thyroid. There's independent scientists, independent doctors that are pushing.
Well, what about McDonald's and Dreyer's ice cream? I mean, it's no exaggeration, 10, 15 companies a week, but McDonald's is the biggest. You know, the #1 retail food seller out there for fast food worldwide. They're pulling GMO wheat, GMO corn, they say. They're pulling high fructose corn syrup, they claim. They're going in that direction. They claim they're pulling the synthetic growth hormone out of their milk. I mean, these are devastating victories.
They are devastating victories, which are great. I mean, I've always said the best way to attack this is to not buy the things that are dangerous, that are ruining the environment and ruining your health.
Well, what is the elite going to do, though, as people start to wake up and actually read the vaccine insert? I mean, I know this since I started reading the inserts on air every week neurotically. They are coming after us, man. They are mad. Just because we're reading the insert.
From what I hear, they're going to start vaccinating people through the air.
That's what Bill Gates is funding, yeah, and through food.
You know, there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, if they mix vaccines in with the chemtrails and they already have all these quadrivalent and hexavalent and trivalent things, and they can, you know, easily surround them with lipid profiles and stuff like that to where they're not going to be damaged in the air by, you know, they can float down right on it.
Time released, nasally delivered. That's
the thing. That's part of the reason why they were saying, oh, let's contain this measles outbreak at Disneyland or Disney World or whatever. They're starting to say, okay, in the future, we can rope off an area by air or, you know, set up military, you know, personnel around that area or whatever, and it's going to be a lot easier to just go over and spray the whole city.
Yeah, for those that don't read it, for those that don't read, and people, the crew can pull this up, Bill Gates developing vaccines in bananas, vaccines in corn, vaccines to be sprayed by air, vaccines to be delivered by mosquito, quote, so people can't get away with avoiding it. And you know they're already testing it on the third world.
Yeah, that's right. So what I've been saying is don't buy the Roundup, the glyphosate. I mean, really, when you look at it, if you look at the...
Why are you racist against kidney failure?
Because I don't want to see kidney failure. I don't want to see people go through. And that's a good point that you made with all the dialysis. I don't even remember a dialysis center when I was growing up. But not only are you seeing dialysis centers everywhere, you're seeing infertility clinics everywhere.
By the way, look at those headlines.
Bill Gates unleashes swarm of mosquitoes on crowd.
Fox News. Then you go back to the Bill and Melinda Gates website. It's all on there.
Yeah, Bill Gates is...
he's just as bad.
Talking about Soros, but I mean, Bill Gates is just as bad, and you know...
Probably worse.
Probably. But...
I don't know how at 87 or whatever it is, how Soros is just involved in everything. He's got the energy of like a 14-year-old.
He's got some alien technology or something, I don't know. But he probably does have some sort of, you know, microchip or something that's controlling...
I don't know how. I mean, the guy's got the energy of like 500 devils. I mean, I don't know how he does it. Doesn't matter. We're going to come after him with everything we got. He wants a fight. He's going to get it. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to look at these products when we come back and warn you how to boost your testosterone.